I'm Lon Cole, and I am 65 years old, or 65 years young. You have Alzheimer's, but it doesn't have you. And that is that Alzheimer's is a disease, but it's not a way of life. And if you live your life to the best of your ability, it becomes less influence on you. And life is going to be different, and it may be shorter, and it may have its setbacks, but one thing about Alzheimer's is that when you get to the later stages, you don't even realize that you're being affected by it. So the time that you have that you're in early stage is when you want to make the best of life. Do the things that you need to get done, that you want to do, that you've dreamed about doing, and think that things are going to work out for you as much as they can, because it's just a life that you're going to live, and it's worth living. And I just came in kind of joking around. In fact, I even told a joke to the doctor. The patient goes to see the doctor, and the doctor says, "I have some really sad news for you." He says, "Oh, what's that?" I said, "You got cancer." "Oh, that's horrible." He says, "I got worse news than that, though. You got Alzheimer's." And he looked back at the doctor and says, "Well, at least I don't have cancer." I told that to the doc, and he didn't laugh. You know, he kind of looked at me in a serious way, and then he gave me the results of my tests, that I'd done very poorly, and that we suspect that you have Alzheimer's. And then I jokingly said, "Well, at least I don't have cancer." And then finally he laughed. And I got in the car with my wife, and I turned to her and said, "What do you think about all this?" And she says, "I was really hoping you'd get a pass on this one." I guess not. And I can see the look on her face, and then suddenly I got serious. I started to think about the reality of what's happening and how my life is going to be changing. I remembered that Dr. Watson said, "Get a hold of the Alzheimer's Association. They have a 1-800 number, and it's 24/7. So I took it, and I called it at 2 o'clock in the morning. And a lady answered, and she started talking to me, and I had all kinds of questions to ask her, like how does somebody get Alzheimer's, and is there a cure, and how long do I have to live, and things like this. And she answered every question. And when I hung up the phone, I realized that I'm not going to be alone on this. It's not going to just be my wife and family, but I'll have some support. And so that started my trek with Alzheimer's. Well, I actually started writing poetry when I got back from Vietnam. It kind of helped me. I would write poems about my experiences, and that would help me kind of deal with it. And when I got diagnosed, after it sunk in, you know, how serious as it was, I started to write some poetry a little bit, and then it's like a window opened up and a light came on, and all of a sudden I could write poems, 3 or 4 of them a day. And they would just, as fast as I could put them on the paper, they'd come out. It's had a big influence. I mean, I got a chance to publish a book, and the people that I read my poetry to, they're lifted up afterwards, and so it's been a positive thing. So I get a lift, you might say, just from reading it to somebody else, but I also get that lift from reading it to myself. And I can't even believe the things that I write. I mean, I look at it and I go, did I write that? I mean, it doesn't sound like me, but I guess it is, because it's got my name on it. I wrote this book about 6 months ago, and it's easy to get a hold of. You can go to Amazon.com and order it there. You just go to the title, You Are Not Alone, Poems of Hope and Faith. Or you can go to Barnes & Noble. They also have it on in their system. And both of them have it on sale, so it's a good time to place an order. It makes a great gift. Dementia is a great journey where too many have to go. You can try to run from it, no matter how much you know. Some say denial is the way to avoid the pain you endure. Others decide to face it straight on. They hope that there might be a cure. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, or have several degrees on the wall. What matters the most is your attitude, getting up each time that you fall. You can't be afraid of what you might face. The road could feel lonely or cold. Though you are only one of the human race, this is the time to be bold. Celebrate survival the best way you can. Remember all good times you had. So when the dark days come into your path, you won't waste your time feeling sad.